Hey, Discoverer, did you know that the benefits of chiropractic care extend way beyond just easing your neck and back pain? Stick around to find out how adjustments can boost your immune system, support children during back to school season, and even impact conditions like ADHD and diabetes. Unlock your exclusive access to the collective. Join our waitlist today. Don't miss out on a life-changing opportunity to become part of the collective, an elite wellness community hosted at thediscoverydoc.com. By joining our waitlist, you'll gain insider status, unlocking exclusive access to resources, expert knowledge, and special perks available only to our most dedicated members. Here's what you'll gain by signing up now. Priority updates to be the first to know about our progress, launch dates, and upcoming transformative courses and community events. Exclusive insider tips. Get powerful wellness strategies delivered straight to your inbox, guiding you every step of your journey. Special offers and early access. Enjoy exclusive offers and early entry to the collective so you never miss a chance to elevate your health and well-being. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Visit thediscoverydoc.com right now and click Yes, I want to be an insider to secure your spot on our waiting list. Start transforming your wellness journey today and join the collective's inner circle. Welcome back to the Discovery Doc podcast. I'm your host, medical mystery overachiever, Anna Kate, alongside my co-host, Dr. Cece, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Grab a cup of tea or coffee and your notepad. You won't want to miss the wealth of knowledge Dr. Kristen Marchman shares on today's episode. Dive deep into a holistic approach to your health. Learn about the popcorn concept for kids, chiropractic care, and uncover the surprising connection between your posture and overall wellness. And if you've ever wondered about that popping sound during an adjustment, you'll find the answers here. Let's embark on a journey to optimal health and dive into practical solutions for a healthier life. Don't just relieve pain, revolutionize your body's function all the way to the tip. Listen to episode 10 of the Discovery Doc podcast for the full conversation. Ready? Let's discover together.
Things together. So I'm such a proponent when patients are struggling more chronically to have some sort of physical modality that will help to align their body. And for a lot of those patients, it is chiropractic care, maybe it's craniosacral or something along the same lines. Because the central nervous system and calming it down, getting it out of that heightened state of fight or flight is so pertinent to healing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So kind of going back, and where my thought was going with that was actually newborns, because there can be trauma at birth that those babies, they hold on to it at a cellular level. So what do you see, for me, just chiropractic care in general for a newborn is wonderful because it's a traumatic event for them and to release the CNS or the central nervous system. But what are some things that you personally see with newborns that may be a problem or a symptom that chiropractic care can help with?
Yeah, so with babies, and like I said, some just come in for overall wellness, which I think is a beautiful thing, but there also many babies come in with maybe they're having trouble latching as far as breastfeeding goes. Maybe they're not sleeping well, they're colicky, they have reflux, maybe they're constipated, and maybe their head shape is, now all babies, of course, their head shape is going to be a little funny because those cranial bones have to cross before they find their happy place. However, sometimes a little later on, not necessarily newborn stage, but a few months in, they may develop a flat spot or whatever. And so chiropractic care can help with that as well. Some of my patients have been able to avoid the helmets because of, getting chiropractic care. And I actually have a craniosacral therapist that I partner with too, and we refer to each other. And those two modalities work beautifully together. And I am not a chiropractic, like you said, chiropractic isn't going to fix everything, okay? And I don't believe that or abide by that in any way, shape, or form. I believe that health and wellness is a beautiful mixture of so many things. And I also believe in referring to other practitioners who specialize and can do, different things than what I do. Even if it's not, craniosacral is not that different from chiropractic care, it is, but it's not too much of a far cry. However, it is different, and it's different enough that I value that. And it's helped a lot of my patients too. And so, yeah, I'll always refer out to other practitioners as well. I refer out to physical therapists. There's a lot of practitioners that I'll refer out to.
And as a patient, it's good to have a dream team. It's good to have almost like a check and balance, like we talked about in our last episode of, I know that she's going to look at all of my labs and draw the things, and she's going to look at it on a holistic basis of, yes, I see this is what's happening, but what else do we need to do? Are you getting enough sleep? Where's your spiritual practice? Are you getting in your devotion time? Are you spending time in community? Are you doing those things? Because all those things help, rather than, getting back into a hole of chronic illness, because that's so easy to do. But having a dream team of a chiropractor and a physical therapist and a personal trainer or a nutritionist on, like, they look at everything and everybody works together is such a beautiful thing. And chiropractic is such a big part of that dream team.
Yeah, health is multifaceted. It is so multifaceted, and oftentimes it does take multiple perspectives to figure out your puzzle pieces. I love that. What is there anything else with newborn? So you mentioned kind of the skull shape and just kind of adjusting baby coming out of that tiny birth canal. But is there anything else with newborns that you'll see? Do you get a lot of torticollis?
I do get a decent amount of torticollis, not a ton, but I do see that, and of course, usually almost 9 times out of 10, I'd say there is a teeny tiny misalignment in the neck that is contributing to the torticollis too, to that tight musculature. And one thing I do want to mention too with babies, and especially newborns, because a lot of parents are like, I'm sorry, what? You want to do what to my baby? Or I have moms come in that are super comfortable with me in chiropractic care, and then they have their baby and they tell their husbands they want to bring their baby in, and their husband's like, wait a minute, no, I don't want cracking and popping. There's no cracking and popping for newborns, for babies, okay? Their spine is still developing, still calcifying, all of that good stuff. So it's literally, I use with my finger the force that I would check a ripe avocado. That's what I'm doing. It's a lot of little holes, very specific and precise in a specific direction, little holes that put that impulse into the nervous system that is needed to make everything function how it's supposed to. So it just helps normalize everything, balance everything. And yeah, babies respond beautifully. A lot of my babies that are constipated, I tell mom and dad to be careful on the way home, because you're probably going to have a blowout. It works quickly too.
So for those that don't have a medical degree, what is torticollis?
It's just when necks are super tight. So
like a turtle? Are we turtly enough for the turtle club? Turtle.
Where's that from?
It's a Dana Carvey thing.
Oh,
Master of Disguise.
Yes, Master of Disguise. Oh, nailed it. Torticollis it's usually on one side. It's just a really tight muscle in the neck, and it happens with babies a lot. Usually what I find though is they're tied up orally.
Are you, or do you know, a mother-to-be? Transform your pregnancy and postpartum journey with the Ultimate Pregnancy and Postpartum Guide. Discover a wealth of essential resources and practical tips for healthy and joyful experience. This 30-page comprehensive guide is packed with must-have supplements, safe healing modalities, nourishing recipes, and expert advice to support you during pregnancy and beyond. This guide includes 2 exclusive bonuses. Bonus number 1, Home Birth Essentials Checklist. Ensure a smooth and stress-free home birth experience. Bonus number 2, Navigating Mastitis Naturally. Explore natural remedies to alleviate discomfort and promote healing. Don't miss out on this invaluable resource. Download the Ultimate Pregnancy and Postpartum Guide today and embrace a holistic approach to motherhood.
I'll see you later.
If you're a mom out there, teach your kids how to pull their belly button in, because they just walk around with that little belly hanging out, and it's really cute when they're little, but not so much when they're 45, and they don't have that stomach control to pull it in and
the core
strength. So what are things that we can do just
everyday life,
on an everyday life and everyday basis of improving that posture as we're sitting, working, moving, and doing all of the things? What are the top couple of things that you would recommend?
Yeah, so I'd say first make sure wherever you're going to be for the largest part of your day is ergonomically set up. So if you're in front of a computer, get a monitor riser, because you don't want to be looking down at your computer. You want to be eye level or even a little above. The curvature in our neck it's a backwards C, right? So we want to maintain that curvature, and everything we do brings us this way, which is going against that. And a lot of people lose that curvature in their neck. I mean, some people lose it even by the time they're 30 years old. You know, if your neck ends up more straight and loses that curvature, it's going to be more susceptible to misalignments and to pain and lots of other things. So that's one, is just make sure your area is ergonomically set up, feet flat on the floor. I am a habitual leg crosser, which is not something I recommend, right? Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Crossing my feet right now.
Yeah, it's comfortable. I don't know. I've always been that way, but I try not to as much as possible. But feet flat on the floor, yes. And I actually have, show it to you. I have a lumbar support pillow here that I put behind my lower back when I'm going to be sitting for long periods of time, because it makes you sit up straighter, and it pushes, you know, it supports that curvature in your lower back, which also, you know, angles. And then same with, if it's not working, look at your sleeping positions. That's huge. I harp on sleeping positions all the time.
Oh, no. If you know how I slept,
oh no,
you would have an absolute field day. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people do, you know, stomach sleeping is the worst, but a lot of people do it. Okay.
On my stomach, and I can't sleep on my back.
That's how I sleep. This is terrible. I sleep on my stomach, and then we're gonna have to do this. And I sleep with my one arm like this, and then I bring one leg up like this.
Yeah. So again, job security for all the chiropractors out there.
Okay, that is the worst position to sleep in. Okay, what's the best?
So the best is on your back, which I'm not a back sleeper. I've tried, honestly, but it does put the best is on your back with a little pillow under your knees to kind of help eliminate that lower back pressure. And then something like a towel rolled up under your neck, just so it, again, maintains that curvature in your neck. Next best is your side, but I always say put a pillow between your knees, because that maintains normal hip alignment, so that you're not rolling one hip over the next or crunching it up like you guys are.
I gotta sleep with, I have a king pillow, and I put my elbow up on it. And so I'm not doing all kinds of weird things. And in between our knees. So, but my elbow is on the pillow, like next to me. So I'm sleeping on my side, and I've got a pillow.
Wow,
right here.
That's smart.
But I turn on my back, and that wakes me up. That's how I wake up in the morning. Is I turn over on my back.
Back sleeper.
I can't sleep on my stomach.
How do you feel about those? I don't even know what they're called. I've never used one, but I see them everywhere. How do you feel about those shoulder strap things that like people are wearing now that pull their, my 2 cents about it is it might seem like it is putting you in the best posture, but now you're reliant on that restraint rather than your own muscles and your own core strength to keep you in that position. How do you feel about them?
Yeah, and the problem with those is if you were to buy one and you were to wear it for like literally a minute and then work your way up slowly to kind of help those muscles not rely on it, then that might be fine. I don't recommend those, because most people put them on and they'll leave them on for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever. And then, like you said, yeah, you're just relying on that, and you're going to make those muscles super fatigued and sore because they're in positions they're not used to being in. So then you're going to have some pain and inflammation with it. And it can actually cause subluxations because you're in a position that your body's not used to, or misalignment. Subluxation is the fancy word for misalignment if you're new to chiropractic. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea in theory. I just feel like we need to have a better way of implementing that if it's going to really do any significant improvement.
That makes total sense. I think the last little tidbit that I'd like to just speak on once.
I have a question after you ask your question.
Because mine does not relate to that.
Okay, well, let me ask a question.
There you go.
Oh, because we're talking about sleeping positions, and you talked about putting a towel behind your head. Can we do that? I know in the past that I've had like a dinner roll or something like that that's a little bit harder.
But a dinner roll?
I did. But laying on, it's not, I'll tell you what it is later.
Okay.
But it's a little, yeah.
Yes.
Butter roll. I'm like, wait, a bread and butter dinner roll?
No. It's not soft and squishy. We don't do gluten. Hello.
Why are you putting one on your head, you weirdo?
But can we do that as part of that readjusting our head? Is putting a firmly rolled towel and laying on the floor, pushing our back into the floor so it's flat and supported, and then having that, pushing that curve. I'll show her how to do it. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the dinner roll is one of those that a chiropractor came up with, actually, that, yeah, you do put behind your neck and you lay back on it, and it does help with that curvature. So yeah, and that's another thing with, you had asked about things that we can do to help throughout the day. And I always say just reverse kind of the bad habits that you're doing throughout the day. So for most of us, we could all use, and I do this every morning, I lay on the floor and I open up my shoulders here and just kind of let everything relax there. And I stretch my neck back. So yeah, those stretches to kind of to undo what we're doing all day. Or, if our head's forward, yes, absolutely. Putting a towel rolled there and just laying back on it to maintain curvature. Those are really good habits to do if you have a chance at the end of the day, or honestly throughout the day, for sure.
Feel about traction. Do you use it at all? Or yes, you do?
Yeah, so I do a little traction myself with my hands, right? So there are traction devices too. I don't have one of those, but I actually, my table, the lower section, where the legs are, drops out, and I'm able to do some flexion distraction, which I do that in almost every patient that walks through my doors, because you're opening up that joint space, and just makes for happier bones in general, happier bodies, to open up that joint space, increase the flow, and take that pressure off the disc, even if it's just for a few seconds. And then when I adjust the neck too, I do a little just manual traction there, just opening everything up. So yeah, I think that traction definitely plays a significant role, because you're opening up and taking the pressure off of everything that's taking the weight of our bodies all day long.
Yes, I do know that in not Ava's, because I didn't go to a chiropractor during her pregnancy, but in my other two, that was like just the lower back release, and just slight, very gentle traction was like the most amazing feeling in the world. It absolutely. My original thought about 7 minutes ago was something that you mentioned last episode, was just the immense increase in our certain immune cells that can boost our immune system up more holistically. So of course, when we think of more acute, things that go on in daily life, colds and flus and all of that. And I think it's just important to touch on briefly here is that chiropractic care, there doesn't have to be a problem, right? It can be for general health and wellness, but if we are in a season of life where it is cold and flu season, then it is arguably even more important to keep up, because it can be a modality that helps to actually boost your immune system up and help to fight off those other viruses and bacteria that might be coming your way. Is there anything else in the acute world or in the injury world or anything like that that would be important for the Discovery Doc community to know that maybe they haven't heard before?
I'm trying to think here. I definitely, as like you said, value that coming in for immunity. I do see a lot. I always recommend like back to school adjustments before kids are going to be back in the fun, germy schools. But yeah, for immune support. And then I'm trying to think of anything else that might not be something that you or your listeners would be familiar with. There's just so much. Honestly, like I said, the nervous system is the master control system of the entire body. So while you may not feel that there's something going on in some system or organ, it might be, and chiropractic care is only going to help. It's a very safe, very effective. That's one thing that, a lot of people always ask about. Everyone's heard a horror story of someone who had a bad experience with a chiropractor. And they're out there, they're in every profession, right? But as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you have a chiropractor who takes the time to know you and your body and is properly educated, we're not going to do anything that will do anything but benefit your body.
Thanks for tuning in to the Discovery Doc podcast. Remember, the path to optimal health takes knowledge, insights, and action. Keep seeking knowledge with us, and let's transform our health narratives together. Stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll connect with you again soon in our next episode. Until then, take care and continue piecing together your own health puzzle. Concerned about toxins lurking in your everyday products? It's time to make a switch to safer, healthier alternatives. Follow the Discovery Doc on social media to empower your wellness journey with expert tips, product recommendations, and valuable insights for a non-toxic lifestyle. Worried about the impact of harmful chemicals on your health? Struggle no more. Our social media platforms offer reliable guidance and support for making informed decisions about the products you use daily. Engage with our community, ask questions, and stay updated on the latest trends in sustainable living. Ready to transform your life? Join our collective waitlist and be the first to experience our upcoming community, filled with like-minded individuals on a similar path to wellness. At the Discovery Doc, we believe in creating a healthier and safer environment for you and your loved ones. Follow us at the Discovery Doc on all platforms today and embrace the journey towards a happier, non-toxic lifestyle. As we follow the treasure map to better health and wellness, let's pause to unravel a brief disclaimer. The information shared on this podcast is for general information and entertainment purposes only. While we, your Discovery Doc team, are here to help guide you through uncharted waters, we're not here to replace your doctor or healthcare provider. Think of us as your trusty first mates, deciphering the secrets of health knowledge together. Always consult with a qualified medical professional before digging up any action based on the content of this podcast. Just like the mysterious symbols on a pirate's map, this disclaimer may change from time to time, so be sure to check back for updates. Stay healthy, stay curious, and keep exploring the islands of wellness with the Discovery Doc.